they don't seem to care. None of that bothers them. That these people, if Obama had come in and said, "I'm going to deconstruct the administrative state," these people would have shit themselves, like they did with so many other. I mean, they shit themselves over him saying shit like, "I want us all to work together." So that's not.
They
really good
still
faith.
shit themselves. They can't stop shitting themselves. It's a lot of diarrhea.
What kills me is, there are so many of the Trump supporters that they're so wildly uninformed that, like, I've heard twice this past week from two separate people that I know voted for Trump that, why are we still talking about this? Why are we still talking politics? Like, get over it, move on. It's like, holy shit, how are we not still talking about it? Do you see what's happening? They don't get it because they don't understand how it's going to affect them, because they're, not going to do the homework to find out how it's going to affect them. They're not going to read anything outside of what they're being told on Fox News and Breitbart and InfoWars and any of the other crazy shit that they keep listening to. It's the same thing. They're just getting complacent. Now it's back to the status quo because it doesn't affect me.
So are we ready for some fun facts?
Oh man, she's got more. I forgot. We took a break. This was the break.
Oh yeah.
This was the breather.
I got more, guys.
That was. I like how we all get hysterical during the breather.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so first fun fact: Melania would have been deported under Trump's immigration policies. I just want everybody to think about that.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it really hard, and the fact that she probably at this point is wishing she could be deported so she can get even further away from that tangerine that she's married to.
Right?
I wish she would. She'd save us $3 million a day.
Yeah. Okay, other fun fact. A couple of notable detainees this week. Muhammad Ali Jr. They wanted to know if he was Muslim. Australian children's author, Mem Fox. She wrote 10 little fingers, 10 little toes. Yeah, they stopped her. Nobody knows why. Syrian filmmaker who was nominated for an Oscar, Khaled Khatib, he got detained and was not allowed into the U.S. So a couple of notable detainees there. The other thing, in the multitude of news that surprises no one, interest in trips to the U.S. are down. So, surprise, people don't want to come visit us.
Because we have our heads so
Have fun
far
with
up
your
our
tourism industry.
And that's what I have for immigration, guys.
That was the
That was
hardest.
depressing.
That was the hardest
sorry.
thing to get through.
I'm sorry. Brought to you by Aaron. Everybody's downer.
We're just going to start referring to you as the Debbie Downer of the podcast.
Oh, no.
I swear, she's really fun
Drink
when
more.
she's not talking about this. That's what we're gonna turn this into a drinking game where we have to take a shot.
No, I have a
every
baby.
time-
I'm not fun.
Every time she breaks out another fact, everybody does a shot.
We'll all have
Oh,
liquor
God.
poisoning.
We'll solve nothing, but it'll be really fun. I promise. All right, so just in case you guys weren't already slitting your wrists at all these fantastic facts that were brought to you by Aaron, we still have more. Now I would like to throw it on over to Wendy, who is bringing us this week's Behind the Curtain. Wendy, what have you got for us this week?
Well, basically, while the media has been just losing their shit over being banned from the gaggle at the White House, and constantly reporting on that, and constantly reporting on him not answering questions and all of this stuff, we're basically ignoring the two most critical issues, and that is the president's ties to Russia and the ongoing violations of the Emoluments Clause. And basically, he is using his position in order to make money for himself. I mean, he had been going after this trademark in China for years. He goes and he meets with the leader of China, and suddenly it's granted. That is directly raising money, that is putting money into his pocket because of his influence as the president. The same thing with being able to continue his operations in foreign countries, and the fact that the Secret Service is having to follow him around on all of his vacations and all this stuff. And basically, we are paying him to house him and to feed him at the cost of the American taxpayers. And basically, because the House of Representatives refused to investigate these issues, the House Democrats have introduced a resolution of inquiry, which would force action by the House. And basically, Politico has said that the House's response is that it's going to divert the resolution to the House Judiciary Committee, which will almost certainly vote on Tuesday along party lines to kill the inquiry. I am going to post a list of all of the members of the House Judiciary Committee and their phone numbers so that we can all contact them before they vote on Tuesday, because this needs to be investigated. And until it's investigated, unless they do it, they're the ones who have the right of subpoena. We can't get the information, and they can basically deny that it's happening. So everybody needs to contact their representatives. Everybody needs to contact all the members of this committee, because the media is not reporting on it. The House is not looking into it, and it's just going to keep going. So that's my behind the curtain. Nobody's paying attention to the most important things because they're losing their minds over the most outrageous, silly things.
I do know, or I believe I have seen that several of the news media outlets that were banned from the White House are doing investigations into the Russian interference in the elections. They just don't have anything yet that they can actually report on, because they're trying to do what journalists do, which is actually, find sources and have proof before they start doing press. The problem is things are moving so fast right now that makes it a hell of a lot more challenging to run stuff down here. But I agree with you. We're looking at the Republicans basically committing treason, on top of, the fact that the president has already committed treason, and basically every member of his entourage has probably committed treason at one point or another. So
exactly.
It's kind of par for the course.
And I was listening to an interview with Jason Chaffetz, and basically the reporter kept asking him why they were not doing an investigation into this, and he said because he didn't know anything about the connections to China, and that he hadn't been presented with any evidence. But isn't the purpose of an investigation to find evidence? You don't generally have the evidence before you go into an investigation. You have, possible evidence, but you don't have proof of it before you go into a full investigation. So that's my problem. He just was completely flat out denying that anybody had said anything to him about anything. So they're just gonna keep denying it.
That's the game they're playing. Oh, I haven't heard about that. I don't know. No, that's not real. Well, we need more information before we can make a decision on that. Well, yeah.
But they're going to make a decision on Tuesday.
Because Ryan said the same fucking thing. Like, oh, well, we need more information about this before we could actually do an investigation. No, that's the point of a fucking investigation, you moron, is that you actually do this shit. Like, you look into it as an investigate.
It needs to be an open investigation that people have access to, instead of some closed door behind the scenes investigation where all we're going to hear about it is, we found no evidence of wrongdoing, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. At the very least, hold one frickin' hearing on it. I mean, shit, what? You wasted 33 of them on Benghazi, but you can't be bothered.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of Benghazi.
Open a book or something about, looking into this when everybody, including the Russians, are saying that they did it. Like, really? I don't need any more information, but comrade, we did do it. Well, no, it's fine. I don't know that, so it's not going to happen.
Well, and speaking of Benghazi, I mean, when we look at the raid in Yemen, and the father of the Navy SEAL who was killed in Yemen is calling for an investigation, and he's getting blown off, and he's being told he's overreacting, and he's pointing out the fact that they lost their minds over Benghazi for years and years and years, and now they don't even want to do an investigation at Yemen. They're basically saying, he knew what he signed on for.
They told the father of a dead Navy SEAL that he was overreacting?
Yeah, I will have to find the quotes, but yeah. Basically,
oh my God.
there's no reason for an investigation. He knew what he was signing on for.
Dear GOP, go fuck yourself.
What she said. How about that?
Yes. Pretty much. So anyway, we're going to have a lot of posts up on the page here with all of our various information and facts and things, things for you to do. You've got homework after this show, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, y'all.
What a painful couple of
Like
weeks
the
it's been.
saddest episode.
And that's why we drink. Oh my god, it's gonna stop being called like happy hour and just being called GOP hour. Well, that's where we just get really fucked up and bitch about all the stupid shit that they keep doing.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, he refused. Bill Owens is the gentleman's name. His son was William, also known as Ryan Owens, and he refused to meet with Donald Trump when he received the casket carrying his son. He said his conscience wouldn't let him talk.